I have so enjoyed working with you on the wealth creation formula. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed. I'm literally crying right now. I've had so much fun doing this. So let's talk about, in this last segment, increasing the number of income flows. Now this really should say increased number of income, but also increased flows. Existing flows should not be ignored here. So we want to both increase the flows we have and start to increase the number of flows. Now look, this last one is only for those of you who want to get wealthy. I'm talking ridiculous amounts of wealth, okay? This is where the big players play over here. They're never satisfied, okay? They're always trying to create more flows. Some of you might think that this guy's greedy over here, this gal's greedy, or this institution, or this company, or this trust is greedy. These are the people giving out all the money. These are the people buying the hospitals, putting in the bridges, their names go on bridges, their legacies, okay? So, and I would just say, okay, we might not end up knowing each other. You and I might not be on a hospital because of the wealth we create, but it's all available there for you if you just stay with the wealth creation program. The wealth I have today, the financial wealth, I want to be able to pass on to other people. I don't want it destroyed at the end of my death. I want my legacy to live on, and for my legacy or your legacy to live on, it would need to be funded by someone, okay? All right, so let's talk about the flows. Some say that it's 7 or 8 flows for the average millionaire. Look, I don't know. I don't believe that, actually. I've never done the research, so I can't support it either way. But I would expect the average millionaire has 12, 13, 14, or 15 flows. I know for myself, I'm somewhere 50, 60 flows of income. I don't even know, first of all, how you would count all those flows. If I look at billionaires and billion-dollar companies, they have thousands and thousands of flows. If I look at a grocery store has 50, 60,000 flows of income in one location. So how do you get there? First thing, remember what we always say, you got to change the way you think. You've been thinking about a job and a checking account and complain about your savings account not paying you enough. You need to start thinking about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, minimum a dozen flows of income. So what do? Okay? First of all, take some time to pay attention to each flow. Okay? So if this is me here, okay, I'm going to draw me at 25 years old. There's one flow. It was called a job. I had a job, I hated. How about that? That's me at 25 years old. Second thing I did was this. I added a flow. Now remember, I'm early in the wheel here. I added a flow here. I learned how to do another job in that company. It was called the finance department. I sold the automobile and then I financed the car. I got paid on both transactions. Third thing I did was I started sending referrals. If I couldn't get you a car, couldn't find a car, if I didn't have the car you wanted to buy a car from one of my buddies, I'd send referrals and I'd collect a commission on that. That's called a third flow. The fourth flow was for me to start doing other things that in other departments and maybe getting a little spiff here, a little spiff there or something. So I did as many flows as I could, as close to me as I could. 29 years old, I went and started my own business. I went backwards, went from 4 flows. At this point, I had 3 flows, probably 4 little flows coming in. Oh, plus my savings, my checking account was paying me a little money. My savings account was paying me a little money. I'm putting money in these accounts every month. So I probably had 5 or 6 little drips, tiny little flows. Quit the job, and I went back to 1 flow. Got to start all over, working for myself. That's why most people go backwards when they start a company. Not only did I go to 1 flow, now I have to actually pay people to do things. I got to pay for my office. That's the problem with starting a business. Remember, 80% of these guys become millionaires. 80% of all millionaires last year worked for somebody else. Okay? Only 20% of the guys that went out on their own, guys or gals that went out on their own, became millionaires. 80% of the people that work for somebody else, they were doing this. My office is taken care of, my desk is taken care of, the clients, the advertising, the marketing, probably 9 departments are taken care of. I'm not having to take care of that. So I can focus on doing these things, the things I do best. Now, let me fast forward. I'm going to bring you around a wheel. I'm going to talk about my personal journey to this part of the wheel, all right? So here I am. At 34, 35 years old, okay? What I had going for me at 35 years old was basically a couple of businesses. I'm not 25 anymore. I'm Grant Cardone. I am now no longer a car salesman, all right? I am selling I started a business where I did seminars. That was my core product, okay? My core product was selling seminars. I had an idea for this business. In this business, I did one income. I would go out to your company, I'd knock on your door. Hey, tremendous amounts of outflow to get attention, with the hopes of getting some inflow, a check. Huge failure rate, monster failure rate. For 3 years, I made $30,000 a year. In the 4th year, I figured it out. It took me longer than I should have. It shouldn't take you that long, by the way. I didn't have any help. Didn't have any videos, didn't have content, didn't have support, didn't have a mentor, didn't have a mastermind group every Tuesday. But I was committed, okay? Seminar. Now, the second thing I did with this seminar business, once I figured out how to make that seminar business work, okay, which was basically ticket sales. I was selling tickets. I was selling seats to bodies. It was a cash business. Very, very simple business. Second thing I said, okay, what do I do here? I'm early in my career, right? What am I doing? I'm back. Remember, I had gotten to here and went backwards and had to start over again. See, so when you're playing the wheel, you're going to go backwards, okay? You're going to go backwards. If you're playing the game, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to hit, something's going to happen that you didn't plan on. So I went backwards, had to start again. Started a new company, seminar business. Took me longer than it should have. I'm selling tickets. Once I got my ticket sales figured out, I started adding products. Now, if your company doesn't have products, by the way, if you work for yourself or somebody else, and you don't have a whiff of products, that's a problem. My first product was a $300 product, okay? Then we added a video product. This was an audio product right here. We added a video product, okay? And this product it started out like $1,000, and I ended up building it out. At the end, it was a $9,000 program. So somewhere in that process, I had a ticket sale for $395. They gave it away, by the way. We typically gave this away for like $195, only to get you in a chair so I could sell you a $300 product, so I could sell a smaller audience a $9,000 video program, okay? Now, that was the technology that I had, so I'm limited to doing what I can do. So just think, some of you will watch this and say, what is a video? I don't even know what that is. I'm just showing you the path. This is my first flow of income. I took my first flow within 3 feet around me, and I added some products, okay? I didn't go reach out way outside of me. I did this now for about 3 years when a guy came to me, and we started the second business. The second business was a consulting business. The consulting business basically fed off of that company. There's a saying that I use around here all the time. Nobody understands it but me. But I do make myself feel good because I know this. I cannibalize. I eat my own arm off. I cannibalize myself, okay? I don't want competition here. I should have done this, by the way, looking backwards. I should have been much more voracious and much more aggressive in the cannibalization of my own company. The first one and the second one. My partner did not cannibalize himself, and it probably cost me $100 million because he didn't eat his own. Rather, he waited for somebody else to eat his own. I'll explain that in a second, okay? Now, watch what I'm going to do here. Now, this second business is called symbiotic. I talked about this early on in the symbiotic relationships. Don't start by starting a company in China yet. Like, once you figure out Nashville, okay, if you can't figure out your own neighborhood, China could be a struggle for your situation. So I go symbiotic. I go close to my neighborhood. I go something that this business, without any more energy or effort, I could literally, like, this business right here, okay, will actually feed this company over here. It should go this way, okay? If it's done right, this company can also feed this company back this way. It's called symbiotic. The two feed one another back and forth, okay? Now, what happens here is typically one of these two flows, if you will, there's 3 here. There's 1 here. One of these 2 flows gets this limited thinking, this poverty thinking. They don't want to share leads with this company doesn't want to share leads with this company. It's ridiculous. For instance, I'll give you another example. Okay, here at my company right now, we're running a program. We're running a big ad on a program. We have a particular push on a program. And I'm like, hey, why aren't you advertising this program over here? Because if I advertise that, we'll lose sales here. I'm like, somebody else is advertising that. Somebody else is advertising that price point. Okay, you understand? You're always competing with everything. You got a product, somebody's got crackers, somebody's got gasoline, somebody's got an app, somebody's got this, somebody's got stuff disconnected all over the place, and they're all eating you up all the time. So when you're in a company, you want to keep pushing all your products as though you're competing against yourself. Because you want these flows all going out all the time to meet people. So this consulting business, what happened was we just fed them leads, okay? They didn't feed leads back to us. Guess what's going to happen? Which company do you think is going to die? I'm feeding them leads, and they quit feeding me leads. Okay? There's only one company that dies in this relationship. The one that quits feeding the other will die, okay? When the flow stops going out this way, this company will die sooner or later because of the way it thinks. It thinks in terms of scarcity. So I'm just giving you the inside outs of my path to this. I have made so many mistakes. I'm telling you right now, it took me way longer than it should have. This company did not duplicate what I did successfully over here. At the time, I thought it was successful. I thought I was doing great. If I did that today, if I went back today, 30 years ago, and did at the height of my career, I do that in a day today. What it used to take me a year to do. So this consulting business, it duplicated a bit of what I did right here. It created workbooks so that when it went in and did a consulting, these were live events with people, boots on the ground, okay? We would walk into your company, and it's a great company, by the way. Still today, it's a great company. I'm just telling you, when you stop flowing, you're going to die, okay? Still a great company today, and they go in and consult the company and change their processes, and they stay very technologically advanced, and they help companies, and they added workbooks, okay? And then we added audio, okay? And then we continue to add support materials here. So 3 flows. I got 6 flows. I'm 35 years old. We're rocking. Okay, made more money in the second year I had this company than I had made the first year in that company. And I wasn't running this gig. So what do I think? Well, let's add another flow, all right? So I'm going to have to erase all this so you can see it all. So now what I had is I got a speaking business, by the way, and I'm showing you this because I'm showing you, some of you are going to wonder, when's the guy going to give up that gig? Okay, I had a speaking business to a specific industry that I was familiar with. Then we added the consulting business, okay? Both of these companies had multiple flows of income. This one had 3, this one had 3. Then I started a speaking business. I found out, hey, I'm pretty good at speaking. I'd only done I was doing 5 and 6 free speaking engagements every day, 300 days of the year. That means in any given year, I would do 1,500 to 2,000 presentations. You do 2,000 presentations to anything. You do anything 2,000 times, you're going to get good at it, okay? So I added a speaking gig. I started offering speaking things to people. Now, this income got so good, by the way, we increased this 1, then a 2 flow, and then we had 3 flows. We added products that we would sell at the end of the room. I'm sure you've been to one of my seminars. The 4th thing we did is this. I took all the money from this, all the money from this, and all the money from this, and I dumped it into real estate. And when I say all the money, I'm talking about every penny. I'm talking about calling my mom up. Hey, Mom. Okay, my mom was my best friend. She was always the person I would go to when I was like, I'm going to go do this deal. I'm starting my real estate business. First thing I did was I bought 48 units. How many flows of income is that? 3, 3, 3, 48. Okay, plus security deposits, plus paying down the debt. Then I added 38 units. I went and bought another 38 units, and I got, man, I'm pretty good at this, okay? Then I got 92 units. That's what happens to people when they start getting successful. Next thing you know, I own 500 units in San Diego, California. Rent's coming in from 500 locations. Plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. Now, what would most people do right here when they're collecting 500 times $1,000? They'd go out and buy a Bentley. They go get a Bentley, a Porsche. They go get a little condo, showing off, get the big watch. They got to walk like this. Keep a chiropractor around. You got your watch is so heavy. I didn't do any of that. You know what I did? I just banked money. Stay broke, just like I told you over here. Remember what I told you? Stay broke right here. You grab money, increase money, you stay broke. You save it all so that you can make a play. What am I looking for in this investment? Big bangs with what? Dividends. Dividends. I want monthly cash flow. I want to be paid every month. Every month, I want a flow. I want a drip. I grew up in Louisiana. You know, you go out in Louisiana and there's no rain all summer long. If that ever happens in Louisiana, it does from time to time. How do you water the grass? You can start getting brown spots everywhere. Okay, you go out there and you just want to soak it, but the soaking is not going to help it. Okay, you got to go out there and give it a little bit every day. Same thing for flowers. Same thing for a tree. A tree actually grabs moisture every second of the day from the environment. It doesn't need rain. It'll learn how to grow in the desert. If you've ever seen a palm tree growing out of a highway bridge, I'm like, how does it do that? It sucks freaking oxygen. See, that's what wealth is. The ability to survive in any environment. And speaking of any environment, something came called 2009. And I had 500 apartments. Actually, what I had done with this apartment portfolio right here, I had sold the portfolio off and went and bought 2,200 units in Tucson, Arizona. And then the economy came. The recession of 2009 came. Nobody knew that was coming. Okay, what happened to all these? What happened to the speaking gigs, the audios, the videos, the consulting business? Cut in half, like overnight, literally. One day we were rocking, next day we were like, one day I'm 6 foot tall, the next day I'm like 2 foot 9 inches. These businesses have been cut in half. The real estate company, I had 2,200 apartments. It gets cut in half. The bank that I owed the money to goes underwater. So when you're doing this wealth creation formula, for those out there thinking, I don't need all that, man. That's just a whole bunch of problems, right? Hey, look, if you didn't do this then, okay, most of my buddies got whacked, completely knocked out, okay? Most of America, hundreds of millions of people were set back, lost 30 and 40% of their wealth. Because you were thinking that you were wealthy when the truth is you weren't, because you didn't have the income coming in, okay? I didn't lose any of these properties, not one of them. Everybody lost everything. I didn't lose anything. Why? Because they were paying me every month. They weren't paying me as much, but they were paying me every month. Also, I never neglected this, never walked away from it, didn't walk away from this, okay? Didn't walk away from this. Always been hustling, been working, been showing up, been disciplined. So there are time periods between 2009 and 2012, I couldn't buy anything. There's times when you're out of the game. You can't invest anything. What do you do when that happens? All right? So I'm going to shorten this up now so that you can see what I'm looking at. In my mind, by the way, I think we're getting ready for one of those periods of time where you can't invest again. Could be a ways off, okay? So this is the way I'm seeing this thing. I got circles going on right now, all right? And these circles get bigger and smaller. This is the first company. It's still there. It's got a bunch of little flows, right? Okay, the second company, it's got a couple flows. The third company's got, I don't know, today it's got 4,000 flows. 4,000 times 1,000. I mean, do the math on that deal. But there's also another company now, you see? Can't leave well enough alone, right? You got other companies you add to this. Because this money now is spitting off surpluses of money. So, remember what this says. Increase the number of income flows. But it doesn't say abandon these flows. I want to also continue to increase these flows on these businesses if I can, okay, so that I can build out the fourth and the fifth. Now, the fourth company over here is a thing called GCTV. It's a digital network. The fifth one is an online project, okay? My online project over here, this fifth one that fed this one, is bigger than my real estate today. See, this is how you get wealthy, okay? But you have to be disciplined. If I was blowing this money on Bentleys and big watches, I couldn't get to this point. So watch what happens now, okay? This first company still works today. This company is kind of, it's doing all right. It's doing all right. The guy's not paying enough attention. You know why the guy's not paying enough attention? Because he's not thinking about this. He got to where he was happy. I'm good, man. I'm satisfied. I took care of my kids. We go on vacation. I got a bunch of cars. But what's your reason? Why get up every day? What's the game? Look, you have to increase the flows and number of flows again and again and again, starting back to where you were and paying attention to each one of these. Today, there's still the first one. There's still the second one. I have less control here, so I can't pay a ticket. We're still doing seminars, ticket sales. We've added a bunch of audio programs. I've gone from 3 programs to 36 audio programs, 40 video programs, 20 pieces of merchandise, hats, shirts, calendars. Why would I sell hats, shirts, and calendars? Because if you don't have flow going out, regardless of whether it's free, we have stickers that we do for free. We have a booklet we do for $5. Why would I do this in 31 languages? Because I'm trying to get this company to blow up again to another level. How do I do that? Through people. You can't expand through wealth without meeting people. You can't do this from your closet or your garage. Okay? And some of you are thinking, yeah, but Bill Gates did it from his garage. Steve Jobs did it from his garage. Okay? No, he didn't. They left the garage and did it. Okay? Our product, Cardone On Demand, which is a technology product. And this goes back to me saying, hey, you must eat yourself. You must consume or cannibalize yourself. I cannibalized my video stream. Remember those videos that I sold for $9,000? They don't exist today. You know why? This competitor consumed them. And the competitor is called Grant Cardone. I ate myself. I ate my own arm, all right? Nothing better than that. I ate my own arm so that I could actually multiply myself many more times. Today, we're collaborating with people that I didn't do 20 years ago. We actually sell other people's product out of this company today. So I don't have 3 flows out of the first company anymore. We probably have 40 or 50 different flows out of that first company. We also have a product called Cardone University. Cardone University has tens of thousands of users, okay? Down here, tens of thousands. I own 4,000 apartments and I have tens of thousands. I'm not going to tell you how many tens of thousands of people here that are paying me every month a little piece. Now, why is that important? So that the legacy, you, the guy or gal in the middle, this you, right? Smiling face you, your hair's acting like that, maybe it's falling out, whatever. So you can continue to do what? Flow the money to church, community, mom, dad, vacations, take risk, make investments, go for things, help your company out, help your buddy out. This is life, folks. This is life. This is how life works, okay? If you're not going to flow to it, it's going to die. If you won't flow out, it's going to die. So this basically is 5 companies today that have thousands and thousands of people being helped every day that float information back to us. Probably 50% of what we do today, probably 50%, maybe as much as 80%, we do for free. It's a free push out. How can I do something for free? Okay, 7 ebooks. Okay, 7 webcasts last year. Free webcasts, $49 webcasts, $500 webinars, $5 books, free ebooks, $1 books, free stickers. How can I do some of that stuff? How can I hire people? You have to be willing to flow out. So how do you build your brand? How do you build wealth? You build your brand. How do you build your wealth? You build value. How do you build your wealth? You get to know as many people as you can on this planet. Because at the end of the day, all this happens. It might look like money to you, or silver, or cows, or sheep, or food, or milk, or bread, or whatever you call it, bicycles, or cars, but the truth is, it's something you're giving people, and they're giving something back to you, and it's a flow of life, okay? This is called the wealth creation formula. A person creating is a person alive, okay? Wealth creation. It is bringing something into existence. See, I'm not doing a job here. This isn't work for me. This is what all the heavy hitters say. Did this not work? They never even talk about it being work. They come in, they might complain about, I spent so many hours over there, okay? But the truth is, dude, they're doing life. Look at Steve Jobs, iTunes, iPods, iPads, computers, what he's done in the world. I mean, it's tremendous amounts of products, way more than this. This is not what he'll be remembered for. It'll be everything else. What would you be remembered for? Okay, I will tell you this. If you're the best friend to 3 people, those 3 people when you die will say, what a great guy he was. If you could be the best friend to 3 people, why not be the best friend to millions of people and get millions of people to know you? Why be limited about how good a person you are, how generous you are, how much you helped? Look, I hope this helps you, okay? I hope this helps you. I would strongly encourage you to watch this a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, a 6th time, till you understand all the levels that I'm talking about. I laugh, I joke, I say things a funny way sometimes, but underneath all that, okay, this is simple. This is not complicated. This is not just a bunch of lines. This is not me just trying to go out and get money. This gives me the ability in my life, okay, like an octopus. An octopus is my favorite animal because he's got 8 arms. And and it's got a bunch of tentacles in those arms so it can hold on to things, so it can move. It's a powerful animal, okay? And if you could do more, you could be more. If you could do more, you could help more people. And if you can do more, be more, help more people, you'll have more so you can take care of yourself. Hey, I hope this finds you well. I hope this makes you better. Let me know how you're doing on your pathway to wealth creation and your wealth creation formula. If you have any questions, anytime, any place, please email us. I'll see you on Wednesdays at 2 p.m., okay? We're going to try to do that mastermind group till the end of time.